How did I end up
Yeah, see, a
like
lot of people
this?
talking about that water they got, but that junk ain't wet. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? We catching big checks, boy.
I guess it all
Sundown rich
started
all day. Let's get it.
when this truck pulled up to the
I
house.
brought it over here. And we'll get this thing right. All right. So, till I return from the Caribbean, you dig? We'll see what the brainiac Charles can do with my little baby.
What I want to tell you is that, there are some people riding around in New Orleans, claiming that they know how to fix Bavarian Motor Works, and they really do not. So beware if you have a double R or a BMW that these people they ain't real, man. They tell you one thing and they leave your engine looking a hot mess. Another BMW. We just put it into the garage. We got our garage set up, ready to roll. What we're going to do with this one has a knocking at the bottom of the engine. So I'm going to work from the bottom, removing the subframe. I'm going to lift it up, remove the subframe, take off the oil pan, and try to inspect the bearings from the bottom to see if that's what we got going on. I believe we have maybe one or two bearings that are probably spent, and hopefully they haven't spent worse, bad enough to where we need to take out the whole crankshaft. But we're going to get into it. There was a shade tree mechanic working on this, so this car was open already when I got it. So I had to go and kind of inventory the parts that I saw out and kind of visually know where those things go, so that way I have a good idea when I get ready to put it back in. We are going to be using the handy dandy Ziploc bag method. It worked really well. I encourage anyone that wants to do repairs on their motors, because of so many screws and so many parts, you want to make sure that you use the Ziploc bag. Get yourself a marker and mark on every Ziploc bag where those parts, screws go, and then put them in a bin bag and put them away. Even though you can't use those over, there's a lot of screws that you can't use over. The head screw, the engine screw, oil pan screws, the windage tray screws, the oil pump screws, you can't use these things over. So get your mind set if you're going to be spending $30 for each one of those categories that I mentioned. All right, so like this motor here came to me, it was not put back together, and I really don't like working behind someone, but I feel pretty confident that I can get this one running properly. It has a loud knock at the bottom of the engine. The person was working on the top of the engine, claiming that it was the eccentric shaft, claiming that it was the exhaust cams and stuff like that. It's really not. It's at the bottom. It's either going to be the piston arm, the bearings at the bottom, or even maybe the crankshaft is worn out. But we're going to start on the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the air box over here. I'm going to take the air box out. Then I'm going to remove the fan. I'm going to have to do one of the hoses at the bottom is connected to the fan. We're going to get up under the bottom, lift it up. We're going to put it on jack stands. We got all our tools right here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure, because that's where all the videos are going to go on YouTube, beginning to the end. But the one thing I wanted to show y'all that I was just blown away by what this other mechanic, this shade tree mechanic, I ain't got nothing against shade tree mechanics, but what he did was this is the valve cover gasket for the N52. Okay. This clown was putting gasket sealer around rubber gaskets for the BMW valve cover. You don't have to do that. You don't need to do that. These things are self-sealing because of the rubber gasket. He is putting, if you see that gray stuff, that's clownery. That is clownery. We don't do that with double R's. We don't do that with BMWs.
Now it's time to remove the hood off of the car. But to do so, I had to disconnect a couple connectors. And then also I had to pry off the water tubes off of it. Then kind of brace it up a little bit as I start unbolting all 4 bolts. And then just going to slide it out and take it to the back. Now we're going to come back and get started on our air box. Pretty simple to take off the air box, but the fan was a little more difficult because you have to go down at the bottom. Go ahead and remove the bolts on the side, but I ended up putting those back because they really didn't allow any extra access. And then I took off the air intake shroud that goes around the fan, which had a leak under there actually.
All right, so I just took off a lot of the front shielding for the fan and also the air box, and I noticed so this one had a coolant leak right here. See that hose? This is just like your overflow. This is your overflow valve, overflow hose that goes back into your main hose that circulate through the engine. And this was hidden, you guys. You couldn't see it because it was up under. You couldn't see it because it was up under this shielding here. Okay, we are under the vehicle, and in order to remove the fan shroud here, we have to take off this cooler. This is the I think power steering cooler. So I'm gonna have to get my T, probably like a T11 or something, undo that bolt. Here's the under carriage of the BMW 128. Don't look too bad up under here. What we're trying to do, honestly, is just trying to get to this oil pan here. We're gonna take off this oil pan. You gotta remove all 27 screws that are attached to this oil pan. But in order to get to the oil pan, you have to take off this support bar here. We're gonna have to disconnect the lower control arm here. We're gonna have to disconnect this. Oh look, this right here is not even on there properly. So we'll put that back on when it's time. But yep, we're gonna disconnect a lot of these. This is the tie rod end connector. I'm gonna disconnect that, disconnect this. I'm gonna take this whole support frame out, and then we'll be able to get to the oil pan. Look, I see some more coolant. Look here. There's a little bit of coolant dripping right there. So I'm wondering if that was coming from my hose up top, which is possible. Yeah, I think it was coming down from the hose up top, dripping here onto the floor. That's where it was coming from. So I don't need to remove the radiator. Where's the condenser? Oh, that's the AC condenser right here. Here's the AC condenser. And that I don't want to take out because I don't want to have to drain the Freon. So we're going to see how we work around that. And I'm doing a little bit of inspecting, and I noticed that the engine mount, at least one of the major engine mount bolts, has been broken. Like it is not there. Like someone, I'm trying to see if I get someone, but not me, over tightened it and snapped the head of the bolt and did not decide to back it out, screw that back out, and put a new one in. So, but what I came here to really look at, and I wanted to show you guys, is your transmission on this car, at least on this car, has a lever here. And if you need to put your car in neutral, you're going to need, I think this was a 10 millimeter bolt wrench that I used to unscrew that. And I put the hardware up already, so I apologize. But you unscrew that, and this right here slides out of it. And then once you do that, it's free, and you can actually click it into, that's reverse, that's neutral, and then you have your drive and 1, 2, and 3. But if you go all the way up, this one, I think that's neutral. Okay, so that's park right there. So we got it in park right now, and I want to make sure I have it in neutral. I got to have it in park because I'm testing out compression. So I had it in neutral to roll it because it wouldn't come out of neutral. But now I have it in park, and I can continue doing my compression test. Ah, we made it.
Okay, so after coming from under the car, I went head on and connected my compression tester gauge into each cylinder, cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I got readings all across the board. All the readings were actually below normal
for the N52, which is 160. So here I'm gonna go ahead back at the bottom, and it's time to remove the oil. Let's see how dirty this oil is, man, because I could just imagine. But then again, I think Snoop said that he did change the oil, so I was waiting to see what this oil looks like. I mean, how good, clean, clear can this oil really be? You know? And yeah, this is how I ended up at this very moment. We have rainwater inside the oil pan. Crystal clear water, by the way. Probably not good enough to drink. Oh well, we need to clean this out anyway. So that pressure washing of the underside of the engine is going to do magic and do wonders. Oh, here we go. Here's the milky stuff. The chocolate milk. The chocolate milk is here. I'm gonna put the cap back on this because I'm done. Well, so I'm going to head and move the oil from up under the car, and I'm going to try to do my best to separate the water from the oil. All the oil that I do collect, I do take to the local auto store, and they recycle the oil.
All right, so after separating the oil from the water, this is how much water was in the engine sitting at the bottom.
I couldn't believe how much water was just actually sitting inside the engine. Like, that is mental. It's insane. But how did it get there?
Now I'm gonna go back and try to get the remaining of the oil, and here separating. But that's a lot of rainwater that just came down from the windshield down into the engine and filled up the engine with water. So we finally got the engine prepared to come off of those engine mounts down there. You can kind of see that engine mount down at the very bottom. We took the bolt off, and yeah, we're ready to hoist it up a little bit, lift it up, take the weight off of it. It's actually already lifted a little bit. I'm gonna lift it up some more, and now I'm gonna go under there with my 18 millimeter socket and start undoing the subframe. Right now I don't want to click up. There we go. Got it clicked up. So where's the weight at? Is the weight on? And I know I still got to get, once I get it out, I got to get that out. Let me make sure there's nothing else going on, you guys. All right, let's get this subframe out of here. Had to make sure you maneuver it. Now I can pull out the subframe, which is actually made of aluminum or something, because it feels really light. It don't feel heavy at all. Let's see what's up with this. Can I put this? Can I sit you right there for a second, boy? Yeah, boy, let me sit you right there. Lock you in place. Lock you in place right there. So we got that out of the way. And we have our subframe out, which, like I said, I thought it was gonna be like super heavy, but man, this is like aluminum. This is really light. Pretty cool. All right, let's move it to the back, and let's go ahead and start taking out those bolts for the oil pan. And let's see all that water that we have in the oil pan. We got to get those bolts out of there now. Let's go. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll support the. Let's go ahead and get the support. See that bolt right there? That one is sheared off, so I want to make sure I order that for. Oh shoot! What the? Whoa! I know you lying. Not two of them. Not that one is sheared. This one is sheared. This engine is holding on by one bolt. Oh my gosh. All right, so we got our bolts out for the oil pan. And now we're gonna go ahead and drop the oil pan down so we can get into here and see what's really going on. All right, here we go. All right. Yo, come in. Yo!
What's up?
Guess who just walked in?
My boy. What's up, y'all? Y'all doing?
Yo, guess who? Well, we got the big Snoop coming in the building. Rich August, aka. Talk to the people, man. What you doing, man?
What's up, man? I came over with my man Yuccaa today. You already know Mr. BMW fixing himself.
Hey,
I had a problem with my BMW today, so I came over here and brought it over to him. We about to, we've been tearing it apart. I know he showed y'all the first day, all that water and stuff came out. Oh man, shade tree mechanics.
Hey, look. Flood it. Flood it.
Flood it. I got my dog. Man, Charles, he about to get up under this thing and show you he busted open already. We got it bust open. And I think he already found like a serious problem already.
Oh, let's show him what it look like.
And show him what it look like.
All right, you guys. So we are up under the 128, the 128i. And Rich, so we got the oil pan off. We can see all of the arms, the bearings, holders, and the cups. Which one was giving us a problem? Which one you think is the problem, Rich?
See, when I first came, at first I was thinking it was like number 3. So we kind of like touched these. We wiggled them, ain't nothing happened. But when I came over here to this one, I did this.
Woo, that boy. Oh, yeah, that's it right there.
That's the one.
We found the culprit, you guys.
Look at that.
Man. Come on, Rich.
So that means when I'm running, it's going like that.
That's all it's doing. That's that knocking you hearing, right? That's all that knocking.
That's all that
knocking. Guys, hey, it was at the bottom all along. We're going to get that cap off. We're going to check the bearings. We know the bearing in there is hopefully just spin around and didn't mess up the crankshaft. And this is the crankshaft is that part right there. This these metal pieces here. The crankshaft, those cups, they fit on the crankshaft. So we're going to take off these caps. I do have, hopefully we don't have to change out the pistons. I don't think we do. I think we're just going to order the standard bearings. We're going to order that, and we're going to have to order new bolts because those are yield to torque bolts, so you can't reuse them. And man, I think we're going to be good, Rich. I'm going to take off the oil pump too and clean it out because we did have water in here. So we're going to clean that out and clean this up and see what we got.
Let's see what we got.
We come so far, and now we have found the culprit. 4 rod bearings good, 2 bad, 6 and 5. Let's go to the internet and go ahead and see where we can get these standard rod bearings to get them replaced and all the bolts that come along with it. All right, so I was able to order a lot of the parts from FCP Euro. I also did some ordering from Amazon. Before we go, make sure you like and subscribe. And then on top of that, here's a brief word from our sponsors.